أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي آمين يا رب العالمين. Assalamu alaikum everyone. I hope all of you are doing great. This is the last lesson of section B, in which we studied various subordinate clauses or the phrases, and in this last lesson we are going to study ism موصول, or simply the connecting nouns or connectors, along with the sila. Now, this is the topic that we are going to touch on again in the sentences section, which is going to be the next one, section C. And this lesson is just going to touch briefly on this subject. Okay. Once again, I congratulate you on completing the section B, this second section. All right. This may have seemed a bit overwhelming, because a lot of new concepts and slightly difficult concepts got introduced here, and I really hope that you understood this entire section, inshallah. Okay, so let's begin our lesson, our last lesson of section B, the one about connectors. Okay, and of course, before doing so, we are going to ask for help from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So, Rabbi Yasir, Wala Tu'assir, wa Tamim bil Khair, Amin Ya Rabbal Alameen. Alright, now, just a little bit of concept first, and then we are going to start off with the words themselves. Okay, this is our sample sentence. The boy who lived here has left a note. Okay, now as you can see, there are two parts of this sentence. Okay, first one is this, the boy. Now this is the main ism. Okay, and the first part is this, or rather the first information that we get regarding this boy is this, that he lived here and that he has left a note. Okay, now if we simply remove this thing, this part, this sentence still makes sense. The boy has left a note. Okay, so this is kind of the main part of the sentence. Okay, and this interspersed part is the one that is an additional detail about the boy. And what is that detail? It is the fact that he lived here. Okay, so that's what you can see here. The boy who lived here has left a note. Main thing is that he left a note, and the additional detail is he lived here. Okay, now what happens is that we usually add the additional detail by adding it with some word, some special word. Okay, and in English they are more appropriately called relative pronouns. For example, who, what, where. All right, so all these WH words. Okay, why, where, when, and all these things. Who. So that's what we do. We simply add the additional detail regarding the main thing, regarding the main ism, by the help of such relative pronouns, and then we put them within the main sentence. That's what we do. Okay, that's how you fuse two sentences together, or that's how you fuse two important points within a sentence. Okay, and that's what you can see here. The additional detail about the boy has been fused in the first part of the sentence by the word who. Such words are connectors, and in English they are more appropriately called relative pronouns. Okay, similarly we have some other examples. For example, the books that interest you have all been borrowed. Now here the main sentence is the books have all been borrowed. Okay, however, what did we do? We added another point, or rather an additional detail, that the books that interest you have all been borrowed. Similarly, the place where it originates from is far away. Okay, this is the additional detail, and the place is far away. Okay, and this point is simply an addition, or the additional detail about this place. Okay, and then good things come to those who wait. Okay, the underlined parts are the additional details fused with a connector. Okay, so these words, who, where, that, etc., all these are connecting nouns. Okay, or simply connectors. That's what I like to call them. Okay, now this is once again the summary chart that we are going to, you know, get on after revising this little chart given over here. Okay, so we are first going to get done with our main lesson, and then we are going to summarize all the concepts from this chart in the end, inshallah. Okay, so first let's get done with the words that we are very much familiar with. First, we're doing the connecting nouns for Wahid. Just the way we did the pointing nouns, first for Wahid, and then for Musanna, and then for Jama. Alright, that's how we are going to approach these connecting nouns as well. Okay, so for Wahid, we have first our masculine ism, ism Masul, okay, alright, and then we are going to do the Wahid feminine ones. We have allazi, allazi, allazi for the masculine ones, and then allati, allati, allati for the masculine, for the feminine wahid ones. Okay, now as we observed in the pointing nouns, the z sound was for grammatically masculine nouns, and then the t sound was for feminine nouns. All right, and what else can you observe here? You can also see that the rafa nasab jar forms are identical. So what do we call this? Those words that have their rafa nasab and jar forms identical with each other, identical to each other, they are called mabni asma. All right, that's what we can see here. Now, of course, mabni asma may or may not contain carry a tanween. Okay, these are the examples of such words that do not carry a tanween, but they may carry a tanween as well. Not these words, but the mabni group. All right. Okay. So we have allazi, 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 allati, 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 and it means all of these words mean the one who. Of course, now this one is either going to be feminine or masculine. Okay, so this is what? The one who. For example, huwallahu or allazi. Alright, huwallahu, huwallahu allazi. So he is Allah, comma, the one who, so on and so forth. Okay, that's what. Alright, then we have the connectors for musanna. First we have the musanna for masculine, then the feminine. Allazani, allazaini, allazaini. And then for feminine we have allatani, allataini, allataini. These two are hardly used in the Mus'haf. That's what I've read, everywhere in all the textbooks, that these words are almost not used in the Mus'haf. So it's okay if you forget them. It's totally fine. But just know that these words exist. So, and of course you can see that for masculine you have zal, and for feminine you have ta. Okay, and the typical musanna suffixes are present over here, and of course we have covered this point already. Okay, both of the ones who, so on and so forth. All right, just forget these words, it's perfectly all right. Okay, then finally we have the connectors for jama. They are first for masculine and then for feminine. For masculine we have allazina, very widely used word, we all know this word. Okay, and it means all of those who. Okay, it's not written here, but that's what it means. Allazina, allazina, allazina. And then for feminine we have allati, 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 once again mabni, or allai, 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 once again mabni. Alright, and of course this allazina is also mabni, as you can see that the Arabic forms are identical. Okay, so well, this was our connectors. Let's just see them in a single slide. So we have allazi, allazi, allazi. Alright, mabni of course, and then this zal sound shows us that it is masculine, and allazi, 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 it is wahid. Okay, for wahid feminine we have the sound, so allati, allati, allati. For musanna it's perfectly alright if you forget these words, so alright, I'll just say it. Okay, so allazani, allazaini, allazaini, allatani, allataini, allataini. Alright, for jama we have allazina, 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 allati for feminine, allati, allati, and then allai, allai, allai. All right. So this was our lesson. Now let's go back to our summary chart, which is going to elaborate just a couple of more points. Okay. First of all, we see the definition of the word connectors. They fuse the additional detail with the main ism. Okay, that's what connectors do. Okay, now in English we have the WH words such as who, when, where, what, why. Okay, you can form the sentences such as given above, all right, the ones that we discussed, and then you can very easily see what these or how these words can be used. Okay, and then we have the non-WH words in English. Okay, so that is that. All right. Okay. Now, a very important point. Now, this is something that all of us know, but just to bring it to the to our minds, because we all know this, but it is somewhat in the back of the mind. So, what is it? The thing is, there is a difference of usage. What is it? Have you ever heard anybody say, um, the book who changed my life? No, you haven't. What is the mistake here? The mistake is that you used who for an inanimate object, a non living thing. What should have been there? It should have been that, the book that changed my life. This is it. In Arabic, of course, just as we have this rule in English, the same thing applies in Arabic as well. That if you have to use a connecting noun for an aqil. What's aqil? Something or someone that possesses intellect. What are those three groups of species? They are the humans, they are jinns, and they're angels. Okay, so if it is aqil, you use who. You do not use that. For that, we have to have a ghair aqil. What's ghair aqil? Anything else. I mean, everything else. Okay, anything that does not possess intellect grammatically is ghair aqil. Okay, so this was our difference of usage point. The book that changed my life, not the book who changed my life. Okay, so just remember this sample sentence. Okay, now in this was all about English. Okay, this point, and this was like a bridge between English and Arabic. Okay, regarding the usage, of course. Now, purely Arabic point. In Arabic, the connectors can be divided into two types. The special connectors. This is something that we have just covered. A lazi chart. All right. So these are called the special connectors because they are special words, you could say. Okay, or perhaps we have this al with them. So that's how you can, remember that they are special connectors. The al-lazi words. Okay, and then we have the common connectors as well. For example, we have man, haisu, ma is okay. And what does man mean? It means who, haisu is where, ma is what, is when. Remember their meanings. Okay, and the good thing is, or rather the interesting thing is that they are usually translated as ever. Okay, so you just add ever to them. Whoever, whatever, wherever, whenever. All right, so it adds a kind of stress to it. All right, so for example, in the opening ayat of Surah Al-Baqarah, Allah Ta'ala says that whatever they have been spent or whatever they have been provided with, they spent from it. Okay, so mimma razaqnahum yunfiqun, they spend from whatever they have been given by us. Okay, so from whatever we have provided them with. Okay, so whatever, this mimma is actually min plus ma. All right, this ma. Okay, so this fuses together and it becomes this mimma that we see. All right, mimma, from whatever we have provided them, they spend. All right, so if that's I mean, everybody has been gifted with something. Okay, you just have to find out your strengths and then you have to spend. It doesn't necessarily have to be money or any wealth or treasures or all those things. It can be anything. Just identify your strength and then spend from it. That is what uh, is mentioned in this ayah. Okay. Similarly, whatever, and all right, we did that. Then whoever. Okay. Then wherever. That's how they are usually translated at haisu shaitoma. All right. So eat from wherever you want to. Go. You can go wherever you want, and you can eat from there. For example. Okay. So wherever, and then whenever. Okay. Okay. So this was our final point. Okay. That man haisuma is, they are usually translated as whoever, whatever, wherever, whenever, etc. All right. So I hope that these connectors are, clear to you and that there isn't any confusion in it. But if you have any confusion, you can of course reach me and I'll try and simplify it further, inshallah. Okay. So in the next review lesson, in which inshallah I'm going to summarize the entire, or rather I'm going to try and summarize all the topics that we did in section B. We are also going to have a simultaneous lecture on monitoring our progress. All right. And over there we are going to see how much we have learned and how much we have retained and how to apply our knowledge that we have gained so far. Okay. So that it starts making difference to our recitation and our understanding of, inshallah, Quran Pak. So till that lesson, inshallah, I would urge you to go back to the videos if you haven't watched those foundation videos yet, and watch them. And of course, you can always watch the catch up series, which is like the super high yield points of all the important topics that you need to know. All right. So you watch those videos, and then inshallah we are going to monitor our progress together. All right. Till that time, barakallahu li wa lakum fil Qur'anil Hakim. Allah Hafiz.